Hi everyone, my name is Rachel Vinciguerra and I'm the National Program Manager at Hello Neighbor. And I also like to write children's books in my free time. So I thought I would do a reading today for you of my newest book. Last time we read Spirit and Oppie, and today I'm going to read for you Mary Canary and the Worried Feeling. And this is written by me and illustrated by a good friend of mine named Haley Fig Barber. Mary Canary was a worried little bird, and all her friends knew it. Each morning, she sang as she flitted through the trees towards her neighbor, Mo Gecko. On this morning, she told Mo, "I'm worried because it was hard to take a deep breath while I slept last night." "I'm sure it's nothing," Mo said. Silly Mary, he thought. She is always worrying about something. Mary Canary still felt a little worried, but she went on her way. When she arrived to visit her friend Beatrice Butterfly, she noticed Beatrice was flying a little slower than usual. Looking closer, she saw a small cut in her friend's wing. "Beatrice, you've hurt your wing," she shouted. "Oh, it's fine, Mary. No need to worry," Beatrice replied, looking a little pained. Silly Mary, she thought. She is always worrying about something. Mary still worried for Beatrice, but went on her way to visit her friend Danny Dove. "I feel worried today, and I'm not sure why. Have you ever felt that way?" she asked Danny. "Not really," Danny replied. Silly Mary, they thought. She is always worrying about something. Mary Canary sighed and went on her way. Mary knew she worried too much, but she didn't know what to do. Sometimes Mary even worried about her worrying. Was she the only one who felt the way she did? Feeling alone and a little sad, she found a spot near the edge of the forest at the very top of a tree. "Maybe I am too worried," Mary thought as she drifted off to sleep. No sooner had her eyes closed than she was woken by a smell. She flew straight up to see what it could be. As she soared above the canopy, she saw a swirling trail of smoke moving through the forest in her direction. Without a second to waste, Mary headed for her friends. "Danny, there's a forest fire. Go to the beach," she shouted. Danny paused for a moment, wondering if Mary was just overreacting again. "Hurry," Mary shouted, and they had no choice but to listen. The doves took off in a cloud towards the beach. Next, Mary flew to the butterflies. "Beatrice, there's a forest fire coming through the trees. Can someone help you fly?" For just a moment, Beatrice looked confused. Suddenly, two other butterflies swooped in to help her. The cloud of butterflies hurried toward the beach as Mary continued. She could smell the fire getting closer and hoped she would get to Mo Gecko in time. She didn't see him on the rock, so she headed to the forest. As smoke began to fill the upper canopy, she dodged the branches and tried her best to sing out. Finally, she saw Mo Gecko lying on the forest floor. "Mo, there's a forest fire. You need to find a safe place on the beach," she shouted. Mo looked up at Mary. He was shocked to see the smoke filling the air above him. He and the other geckos scurried to safety. Mary landed on the sand beside Mo and the others. They watched silently as the fire swallowed the forest. Their hearts felt heavy. Once the fires died down, Mo Gecko came over. I don't always listen when you worry, but you were right, he said. You could tell the fire was coming last night when you had trouble breathing. Beatrice Butterfly nodded. At first, I thought you overreacted about the cut in my wing. Because of you, I got the help I needed to escape the fire. Mary never thought her worrying could help anyone. It's true, Mary, Danny Dove agreed. You could feel that something was not quite right, and your feeling saved us. For the first time, Mary thought her worrying might not be a bad thing after all, if she just listened to it. She did not know what the future would bring, but at least for today, with her friends beside her, she didn't feel worried at all. And then in the back pages, there are some tips from Mary. So she says, it is important for me to listen to my worried feelings because sometimes they tell me when something is wrong. Other times I know that nothing is wrong and I feel worried anyway. Those times I have a few tricks to make my worried feelings a little smaller. When I feel this way, I take a deep breath in and fill my tummy with air. And then I let a breath out with a big whoosh. Sometimes I lie down on my belly. I can feel my breath against the forest floor like a balloon getting bigger and smaller. And you can do that with your hand too. It always helps me to talk to my friends, even if they don't understand why I am worried. They listen to me and that always makes me feel better. What do you do with your worried feelings? And then there's a little bit of history about canaries and their worried feelings and being sensitive. And then a little bit about me and the illustrator, Haley. So thanks for joining me again for another reading. You can buy Mary Canary wherever books are sold. Some of our favorite local Pittsburgh bookstores include White Whale Books, and you can also get signatures and stickers there. City of Asylum, Riverstone Books, and Tiny Bookstore. Enjoy and have a great rest of your day.